Today, we'll be going over how to add a sensor to your Centurion Elite. First, open a web browser. Once your web browser is opened, go to the address bar at the top and type in the IP address of your Centurion Elite. Note that this can be different for each of the systems that you may be using. Next, enter the name and password to log into the system. Once logged into the system, we need to get to the sensor selection screen. Go to the left-hand side and you'll see the word sensor. Scroll over to the word Inovonics. Most sensors will be under this category. Once inside the Inovonics sensor settings screen, we notice 4 different options across the top: registered, marked, available, and configured. What we're going to do is go ahead and click on available. Inside available, you'll see every Inovonics sensor within range of the Centurion Elite. This can sometimes make things difficult if you have a large amount of sensors that are not attached to the Elite that you'd like to possibly add to the system. In order to overcome this, we have the marked function. When you go to the marked screen, you'll see only sensors that have been triggered within the last 30 seconds. This is a dynamic list that updates over time. To mark a button, activate the sensor or hit the reset button on the sensor. We're going to go ahead and mark a sensor here. And you'll see this sensor here at the top is our sensor we have marked. To register the marked sensor, click Register New. That's going to bring up this setup screen you see here. In here you have product kind and product description. These are default set by the system itself. Then from there you can update sensor information. For instance, we can add sensor number 1234, or we can give the sensor a name. In this case, we're going to call it Test Door Window. Now you can give a description. Sometimes this description can be used for where the location of the sensor is or what it's being used for. So we're going to say this door is located at the front. Now we're going to go ahead and hit add, and that's going to bring us back to the Inovonics sensor listing page. Now to see if you've done this correctly, you can hit registered and you'll see our sensors now located here on the screen. If you hit the plus mark on the left-hand side, it'll give you the description, product type, and serial number. Now, if we want to go and take this a step further, we can go ahead and add this sensor with some notifications and audience settings. To do that, we're going to click on the name of the sensor, and it's going to bring us to the sensor details screen. Inside this detail screens, we see all of the different information we plugged in there, as well as triggering options. Because this is a door window contact, we're going to hit magnet activation and select state yes. Now, when you select yes, you're going to see some other options populate. We're not going to go over those right now, but you do see the different activation options here at the bottom. We're going to select on enter. Now, when we choose on enter, we're going to see some more details here, the reaction details. We're going to select our notification from the table. Now, this table is populated by notifications you've pre-recorded in the past. So we're going to select notification 1 here. And then we're going to choose an audience. Now, similar to the notifications, this has all been pre-configured. So we choose system admin. We're going to bypass the zones for now, and we're just going to hit update. Now, when we click on update here, we can check right here and see the notification and audience are populated on enter. So that means we've probably done this correctly here, but even still, we'll back out one more screen. We see that the sensor's here, everything looks good, and we're good to go. Now, if you decide you no longer want that sensor registered, we can click on the sensor and we can click unregister. It's going to ask if you do want to unbind that. And if you hit yes, you've now unregistered the sensor you've just added. And there you have it. You've now successfully added and registered a sensor to your Centurion Elite. If you happen to have any other questions that weren't covered here in this video, please feel free to reach out to a Response Technologies representative. You can do so by visiting our website, response-technologies.com.